Picture this. A judge sitting in India's highest courts looks at a whole generation of young people who can't find a job and calls them cockroaches, parasites, on record. Now, here's the part nobody saw coming. Within a week, 20 million of those young people looked right back and said, okay, fine, we are cockroaches. And guess what? We just started a party. This is the story of Cockroach Janta Party, from a single insult to the fastest growing political movement India's seen in years. From zero to whatever happens next, so let's get into it. So what is the Cockroach Janta Party? Officially, nothing. It's not registered with the Election Commission. It can't contest a single seat. There's no symbol on any ballot. But unofficially, it's a swarm. Millions of frustrated young Indians organized around one idea and one very angry joke. And the name is the joke. The ruling party is the Bharatiya Janata Party, the BJP. This is the Cockroach Janta Party. Janta just means the people. So, the Cockroach People's Party. Read that twice and you'll feel the sarcasm. Let's rewind to day 0. May 15th, 2026. Inside the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice of India, Suryakant, is hearing a case. And he makes a comment. He says there are youngsters like cockroaches who don't get jobs, who find no place in any profession, and who then turn into activists and attack everyone. Let that sink in. For millions of graduates sending out resume after resume, hearing nothing back, that one word landed like a slap. Now, to be fair on this matters, the Chief Justice later clarified. He said he wasn't talking about unemployed youth in general. He said he meant people who fake their degrees to sneak into professions like law. He even called India's youth the pillars of developed India. But here's the thing about the internet. By the time the clarification arrived, it was already far, far too late. Because look how fast this moved. May 15th, the comment. May 16th, the party is born. And 3 days later, 11 million followers. 1 week, over 20 million, and by early June, a protest in Delhi with national leaders backing it. That's not a news cycle, that's a wildfire. Now the question is, who lit the match? A man named Abhijeet Dipke, around 30, a public relations graduate from Boston University, a political communications strategist who'd once worked with Aam Aadmi Party. He sees the comment and he has an idea. On May 16th, 1 day later, he launches a website, an Instagram page, and X account. The tagline, Voice of the Lazy and Unemployed. And here's the kicker. He built the whole thing, the site, the manifesto, using AI tools, the same kind you and I open every single day. And what Dipke did is something old and very clever. He took the insult and wore it like a badge. History is full of this. The word Tory started as an insult, suffragette an insult, queer an insult. Movements have always grabbed the slur thrown at them and turned into the flag they march under. Cockroaches, Dipke pointed out, breed in rotten places, and that, he argued, is exactly the point. Then came the numbers, and honestly, they're hard to believe. 3 days in, the Instagram page crosses 11 million. 1 week in, over 20 million. Now put that next to giants. The BJP, the largest political party on earth, 40 plus years old, sits around 9 million. The Congress about 13. This brand new joke had more followers than both of them combined. And over 3.5 lakh people signed up as members through a plain Google form. And it wasn't just anonymous meme accounts. Sitting parliament members signed up, even the opposition leaders, and then the big names rolled in. The veteran activist Anna Hazare, the engineer and education reformer Sonam Wangchuk, who literally called himself an honorary cockroach, even Chief Minister's voiced support. A joke was quietly turning into a coalition. But let's ask the real question, why? Why did this explode like nothing else? Because it was never really about a cockroach. It was about jobs that don't exist, exam papers that get leaked, the feeling for a whole generation that system sees you as disposable. The insult just gave all that bottled up anger a name. As Dipke put it, 5 years ago, nobody dared speak. The times are changing. So what does the swarm actually want? Behind the memes, there's a manifesto, and it's sharper than you'd expect. 5 core demands. 1. Judicial reform. No retired Chief Justice getting handed a cushy Rajya Sabha seat as a reward. Electoral integrity. Treat deleting a citizen's vote as a serious crime. 3. Women's reservation. And 4. Break up the media monopolies. And 5. A brutal anti-defection rule. Switch parties for power and you're banned from office for next 20 years. So this is satire on the surface, but it's dead serious underneath. And then the mood shifted. Because the establishment noticed the party's X account suddenly went dark inside India, while staying perfectly visible everywhere else. Dipke claimed the website was pulled down. He said his accounts were hacked. Whether you read this as censorship or coincidence, it made the movement look like exactly what it claimed to be, a voice the powerful wanted to switch off. This is where it stopped being funny and got important. Even political opponents stepped in. Shashi Tharoor called shutting it down deeply unwise. His argument was simple. A democracy needs outlets for dissent, for humor, for satire, for frustration. Because when you block the joke, you only prove joke's point. And of course, there was a pushback the other way too. Some claimed the followers weren't even Indian, that the numbers were pumped up from across the border in Pakistan. Dipke fired back with data. He showed roughly 95% of the audience was right here from India. True or not, the foreign hand line is a very, very familiar one in Indian politics. So here's the billion-rupee question. Can a joke become a real political force? We actually have a template. Back in 2012, an anti-corruption movement spilled onto the streets of Delhi. Out of it came the Aam Aadmi Party, which went on to actually run a government. And remember, Dipke came from that exact world. So when people sneer, it's just a meme. History whispers, maybe not. Which brings us to right now. The future of this thing is being decided this week. The party has called a peaceful protest at Jantar Mantar in Delhi on June 6th. And the demand? The resignation of Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan over the exam chaos. The NEET paper leak, the broken CBSE and CUET systems that hit students directly. Dipke says he'll fly back to lead it himself. His first time in the country since this all began. And just days before, the movement appointed 3 official spokespeople, an investigative journalist, a filmmaker, and an ex-consultant. The swarm is starting to look like an organization. But let's be honest about the risk. Online followers are easy. Bodies at a protest are hard. 20 million likes might turn into 2,000 people in the Delhi heat. Or 2 lakh, nobody knows. And a movement built on one man's account is fragile. Block him, and what is left? Satire is a brilliant weapon, but it's a terrible foundation for actually running anything. So where do you land? To its supporters, the Cockroach Janta Party is the rawest, most honest burst of young anger India has produced in a decade. To its critics, it's a viral stunt. Loud online, untested on the ground, and riding outrage with no real plan. The truth, and like always, is probably somewhere in the messy middle. But here's what's undeniable. An insult meant to humiliate a generation became the rallying cry of that generation. From one word in a courtroom to millions in the street, or at least in the comments. Whether the Cockroach Janta Party fades into a footnote or becomes something that India can't ignore, that story is being written now. So what do you think? Is this the future of protest in India or just a moment that will pass? Drop it in the comments and I'll read them. And if this video helped you actually understand what's going on, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. The world's moving fast. We break it down so you never get left behind. I'll see you in the next one.